Sharon.
Hello.
And we just wanted to share with you the importance of having faith, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. And for us, it resonates on both sides of the coin, just as an everyday person like you are, and also as entrepreneurs. You know, we started out on our way to New Orleans, and we got to the airport late. And we wanted to share this with you because you never know how blessings come in or how blessings will be bestowed upon you.
Absolutely.
And we get to the airport at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they say, you're too late, you can't board the plane, we'll reschedule you, one time only, we normally don't do this. So we figure, okay, that's great, we appreciate that. Our flight leaves at 3, right? 3 o'clock.
Yes.
So our flight leaves at 3.
Rescheduled to 3.
So we get back to the airport because we figured, why spend the entire day in the airport? So we go home, do a little bit of work here and there, and we come back to the airport and we get our flight. And we get into Atlanta at 4 something.
4:30.
Okay, so we get to Atlanta at 4:30, only to find out that our connecting flight is like 5 hours later, 5.5 hours later. So of course, I'm trying to get an upgrade or get on standby. We go to get on standby and they say, nope, not with the kind of ticket you have. You have the lowest class ticket. You're not able to do anything with your ticket.
A non-refundable.
And non-refundable, right? So I said, well, who can I talk to? Talking to me. That's no one else to talk to. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
That's right.
And I said, listen, I would like to speak to someone above you today and not next week via email or anything like that. So the guy's laughing and he makes a phone call, and whoever he spoke to said, okay, let him pay for more and go standby if there's space. He confirms with me that we'll only be charged if we actually get the flight. Meanwhile, our bags are really scheduled for the 9:30 flight.
That's right.
Check that out. We're in Atlanta at 5:30. Our bags are scheduled for the 9:30 flight. So, come to find out, we're able to go and get the flight to leave an hour or a few hours early.
Yes.
We leave a few hours early. Literally, we left at what time?
I would say about 6:30.
6:30. Okay.
Right.
So we leave at 6:30.
Concerned about our bags because we knew they were going to be delivered later.
Right. It meant that once we landed, we were going to have to come back to the airport. We get to New Orleans, and I said, let me just ask the guy where our bags are. And the guy says, oh, your bags are here.
On the flight that we took at 6:30.
I'm like, how can that be? Right?
A blessing from God.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got to have faith. Things work out in the end, even when you don't expect them to, when they logically seem like they're not supposed to, or that they're not going to.
Yes.
Our bags are here, and I said, wow, look at God. So we don't have to go back out. And we get here, we get our bags, and on our way to the hotel, before we leave the airport, we find out we don't have to go to the secondary hotel, but we can be in the initial hotel where all the functions are taking place.
Another blessing.
Another blessing. So, you know, I must admit, there was a couple of times I wanted to get ugly because I felt like, you know, people were using their little control over our situation because we needed them, and I didn't. I refused to allow myself to go there, and it worked out for the better for us.
Yes.
So we shared the story to say what?
Well, for the most part, we shared to say that God is always looking out for us, and as long as you keep a clear head, a positive mind, you know, and believe that He is supporting you and your mission, He's going to make a way, and when you least expect it, some magic is going to happen, and that happened to us.
Right.
So even though, yes, it was our fault that we were late, you know, catching the plane, even though that we booked the tickets and we had to stop, the fact that God allowed us to get on a earlier connector flight or earlier flight from our connector flight, that was priceless. And then for us to get our bags, you know, being delivered the same time that we arrived, I mean, you just can't even imagine that happening.
and to get the hotel
Oh my
where you don't
God,
have to do a
yes.
lot of traveling the day of
Yes.
your presentation. It's like, what? Stop
Yes.
playing. And should I say and?
Keep on saying
And to have 2 days, I'm presenting standing room
Yes.
only. 2 days back to back. It doesn't get better than that.
Well, I tell you what.
And
you know,
tomorrow we're expecting the same for her, for
exactly.
Sharon.
So this is my first year doing this, guys. I'm presenting a workshop, especially out of town. So I'm going to brand myself as a national speaker now. But I'm excited, and I just look forward to pulling into the hearts and minds of people all around the country. I hope that you can definitely utilize my skills with my new workshop called Leading Within Through Project Management. So Charles, tell us about your workshop though. You did 2 phenomenal ones. What were they called? What was the name
Well, my
of it?
workshop is the same as my book. It's Radiate the Brain and Change the Game. It's either that or it's Aligned by Design. You know, that's the newest workshop that I'll be doing, the newest talk I have. And then I have another one that I'm working on, which can't say what it is yet. But I'm excited basically because also my new book is coming out, and I'm so gracious and so grateful that I have people like my good friend Sean Duro, the money mentor from the keynote. We're brothers, 2 peas in a pod, brothers of the same cloth, from the same bread from the same cloth, right? And the great Cheryl Wood.
Yes.
Also,
Hi, Cheryl.
hey Cheryl, I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much. Endorses the book, as well as my good friend CSP CPAE Simon T. Bailey. Thank you, Simon. I couldn't thank you enough. And of course, the mentor's mentor, none other than my longtime friend, mentor, coach, and good brother, Dr. Willie Jolly.
Absolutely.
You all know him. So look forward to the new book, After the Diagnosis, From Crack to Cancer to Cured, coming out soon at the new conference, the upcoming conference.
Yes.
Change Mastery, Training to Triumph. So I know, guys, we didn't want to take up all your time, but we just wanted to share a little something about keeping the
Yeah.
faith and why your blessings and how your blessing can come to you when you hold your head, keep your tongue, tame your tongue.
Yes.
Keep the faith most of all, and you'd be surprised how things unfold. So
All right, guys, don't forget to always reach out to us. We can be found on social media, Facebook. Charles, what's your website again?
www.sircharlescareyinc.com.
And you can find me at Sharon at leadingwithin.org. And then my website is www.leadingwithin.org. Thank you, guys.